Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Music History. I'm your host, John DeTiro. Today is January 19th, and let's get started with the history. In 1959, the group The Platters started a 3-week run at the #1 spot on the U.S. Singles Music Chart with their song, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. The TV show, The Beverly Hillbillies, did very well in the United States, and the team of Flatt and Scruggs struck gold, and Texas Tea, as their hit, The Ballad of Jed Clampett, goes to #1 on the Billboard Country Singles Music Chart in 1963. The band The Monkees went to the #1 spot on the UK Singles Chart in 1967 with the song I'm a Believer. This was the group's only UK #1. The song was composed by the fantastic artist Neil Diamond and had 1,051,280 advanced orders and went gold within 2 days of its release. It is one of the fewer than 40 all-time singles to have sold over 10 million or more physical copies worldwide. The Beatles began recording the song A Day in the Life on January 19, 1967 at Abbey Road Studios in London. They recorded 4 takes of the song, and according to Lennon, the inspiration for the song's first 2 verses was the death of Tara Brown, the 21-year-old heir to the Guinness fortune who had crashed his Lotus Elan on December 18, 1966 in Redcliffe Gardens, London. In 1971, tracks from the Beatles' The White Album, including the song Helter Skelter, were played in the courtroom at the Sharon Tate murder trial to find out if any of the songs could have an influence on Charles Manson and his followers to commit the murders. Actress Sharon Tate was married to film director Roman Polanski at the time and was also 8.5 months pregnant when she was murdered in her home along with 4 of her friends by the followers of Charles Manson. The Pretenders had their first #1 hit in 1980 with Brass in Pocket. The band's self-titled debut album started a 4-week run at #1 on the UK chart also on the same day. Pink Floyd's The Wall started a 15-week run at #1 on the US album chart in 1980. The group's 3rd US #1, it went on to sell over 23 million copies in the US alone. The Wall is still the 3rd largest grossing album in the US. It is only behind Michael Jackson's Thriller and Eagles' Greatest Hits. The group Fleetwood Mac had said no to a chance of ever reforming. However, in 1993 they did a turnabout and did reform to perform at Bill Clinton's inauguration. The band's Don't Stop was used as the theme for his campaign. Other performers with the inauguration included Barbra Streisand, Michael Jackson, Chuck Berry, Elton John, Kenny Rogers, and Trisha Yearwood. Paul McCartney was reported in 2001 to set a milestone and become the world's first pop star billionaire. McCartney at the time was said to be worth close to $900 million and was expected to become a billionaire after huge sales from the Beatles' compilation hits album. As George Bush was getting ready to take office as the president in 2005, his inauguration was filled with headliners Lee Greenwood, Kenny Chesney, the Gatlins, Neil McCoy, Asleep at the Wheel, Lyle Lovett, Sarah Evans, Clay Walker, and many others. Country star Shania Twain is a featured guest on the American Idol in 2010. She was featured as a guest judge. Jason Aldean strikes it rich in 2011 as his single My Kind of Party earns a gold single. The TV show American Idol introduced a new judge on January 19, 2011 season as they welcomed Aerosmith's singer Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler was brought in to replace Simon Cowell. Country singer and songwriter Eric Church kicked off his first headlining tour in Fort Smith, Arkansas in 2012. He included opening acts by Brantley Gilbert, Sonia Lee, and the Cadillac Black. Bruce Springsteen scored his 10th UK #1 album in 2014 with High Hopes, putting him ahead of the groups ABBA, David Bowie, and Michael Jackson. The achievement puts him on the level pegging with the Rolling Stones and U2, who also have 10 UK #1s. The Beatles lead the way with 15, followed by Madonna at 12, Elvis Presley and Robbie Williams both at 11. Tim McGraw's Humble and Kind is released to radio listeners in 2016 by Big Machine. And now, folks, it's time to say happy birthday to the people that brought us great music or had a hand in creating the music we all love. Those people born today, January 19th, are Johnny O'Keefe, born in 1935. O'Keefe was an Australian singer known as Australia's King of Rock and Roll. He co-wrote and had the 1958 Australian hit Real Wild Child, which was covered also by Iggy Pop in 1986. Phil Everly was born in 1939. Phil was a singer-songwriter and best known for his work with the Everly Brothers. They had the 1958 US #1 single, All I Have to Do Is Dream, plus over 25 other top 40 hits. Michael Crawford was born in 1942. Michael is a UK actor and singer. Crawford had the #7 single, The Music of the Night. Janis Joplin was born in 1943. Janis was a U.S. singer who had the 1971 U.S. single Me and Bobby McGee and the 1971 U.S. #1 album Pearl. Laurie London, born in 1944. Laurie was an actor and singer, and at the age of 13, Laurie had the 1958 U.S. #1 single He's Got the Whole World in His Hands. Dolly Parton was born in 1946. Dolly is a U.S. singer, songwriter, and actress. Dolly had the 1976 #7 single, Jolene, and the 1981 U.S. #1 single, 9 to 5. Dolly also wrote I Will Always Love You, which was a U.S. country #1 for her in 1974, and also became a U.S. #1 for singer Whitney Houston in 1992. Rod Evans, born in 1947. Rod was an early part of the rock band Deep Purple, who had the U.S. #14 single Hush. Harvey Hensley was born in 1948. Harvey was part of the band Hot Chocolate. The band had the U.S. #3 single So You Win Again, plus 25 other top 40 hits. Robert Palmer was born in 1949. Robert was a singer and songwriter and a member of Vinegar Joe, and he also had a career as a solo artist. In 1986, Palmer had the U.S. #1 single, Addicted to Love. Francis Buchholz was born in 1950. Francis is part of the band The Scorpions. They had the #2 single in 1991 with Wind of Change. Dewey Bunnell, born in 1951. Dewey is part of the famous group America. The band had the 1972 U.S. #1 song Horse with No Name. Eric Leeds, born in 1952. Eric is well known as an American jazz and funk musician who plays the saxophone and other woodwind instruments as well as many brass instruments. Best known for his work with Prince, Eric played on the Black Album, Lovesexy, and Batman albums. Michael Boddicker, born in 1953. Michael is an American film composer and session musician. Michael played the synthesizer on Michael Jackson's albums Thriller and Dangerous. Mickey Virtue, born in 1957. Mickey is known for the keyboardist with UB40. The band had the U.S. #1 single in 1988 with Red Red Wine. Trey Lorenz, born in 1969. Trey is a U.S. singer who sang on Mariah Carey's 1992 U.S. #1 version of the Jackson 5 hit, I'll Be There. There you have it, folks. That's your music history for January 19th. My name's John Dotero. Go out, have a great day, enjoy your music, and as always, in the words of Casey Kasem, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Thank you.